back over 49,000, even higher during the session. The S&P and the NASDAQ with a third record close in a row as oil prices plummeted when Iran reopened the Strait of Hormuz.
And that is thanks to, number one, the success of Operation Epic Fury, and number two, the tremendous success of this blockade.
A U.S. blockade of Iranian ports. White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Anna Kelly telling Fox,
no ships have gotten past it, and it's put immense pressure on the Iranians economically to come to the table and make a deal.
President Trump posting earlier that even with the strait reopened, the blockade will continue until there's a deal with Iran, and that the U.S. will get all nuclear dust, meaning the uranium left after last year's strikes on Iran's nuclear program, with no money exchanging hands. This follows reporting that billions in Iranian assets could be unfrozen as part of a deal. A senior Iranian official tells Reuters significant differences remain on Iran's nuclear program. Just getting word that the U.S. Coast Guard is searching for 6 people after losing contact with a disabled boat off Guam, which is one of the U.S. islands hit by a typhoon earlier this week in the Western Pacific. Prosecutors in Utah pushing back on defense claims that several more months are needed to prepare for a preliminary hearing set for next month in the case against Tyler Robinson, the accused Charlie Kirk assassin.
I see no reason why the defense can't review that material. We could probably review it in an hour or two with them, and they could sit down, look at those exhibits, look at those reports, and be prepared for the preliminary hearing.
Deputy Utah County Attorney Ryan McBride at a hearing that continues today as the judge also considers defense arguments for more media restrictions in the courtroom. America is listening to Fox News.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
More DNA testing in the search for Nancy Guthrie.
So now the feds are running more tests on a DNA sample because they're trying to learn more about who was inside Nancy Guthrie's house the night she disappeared. And the FBI explaining these next steps, saying this isn't new evidence, but they're taking it to a private lab in Florida, saying that it's now been transferred the original hair sample to the FBI lab for testing with the feds, saying they remain fully committed to the investigation. The 84-year-old, if you can believe it, was taken more than 2 months ago and still no break in the case. Last seen in February when investigators tell us at least one gunman broke into her Tucson, Arizona home. Her daughter, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, still fighting for answers here.
Fox's Alexis McAdams, the family still offering a $1 million reward. A judge in New York just declining to dismiss charges against a former shop clerk charged with abducting and killing 6-year-old Eitan Pates on his way to school in 1979. That ruling leaves Pedro Hernandez behind bars since his 2012 arrest, on track for a third trial. One of baseball's greats has died.
The baseball world was shocked Friday when the Los Angeles Angels announced the team's all-time leader in hits and games played. 3-time All-Star outfielder Garrett Anderson died Thursday at age 53. TMZ reports he suffered a medical emergency at his home in Newport Beach, California. Anderson played 15 years for the Angels before he ended his career with one season in Atlanta and another in his hometown of Los Angeles with the Dodgers in 2010. He was elected to the Angels Hall of Fame in 2016, having helped the team win the 2002 World Series. In 17 Major League seasons, Anderson had a .293 batting average, 2,529 hits, 287 home runs.
Fox's Jared Max. The Angels will wear a patch on their jerseys for the rest of the season with the initials GA and the years 1972 to 2026. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Highlight did not see the defense coming. Oh! They stay active. times did Peja do this?
Not like this. I mean, Andre went up top, and his teammates are loving it.
It's Stojakovic. Shot clock is down to 2. He'll plunge into the paint with a spinning shot. Oh, man. That was a tough shot. 4.5 to go in the first half. In the corner, Stojakovic 3.
And he loves that drop step. So effective. Pretty. Lingerie on the deck.
Chance to run. 2-on-1. Layup to Stojakovic.
He looking around like, Pops, did you see that? You ain't had that in your game.
Working on here in Champaign. That's always been there.
Maryland teams often possess things that he does well.
Stojakovic with 6 points already for the Illini. Shot clock down to 6. Tough look in the lane.
He's got to get rid of that or split the screen. He doesn't. Puts his team in a tough spot.
Stojakovic.
Down shots.
5 to shoot. Stojakovic. Got 2 threes tonight. Here's Stojakovic on a drive for 30.
Mirkovic, ball movement, find the open man. Stojakovic sticks it.
Stojakovic draws the foul. Stojakovic.
I'm back.
You heard the man. He's back. ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. And that was not about you being back, though. Although I'm happy you're back, Evan Stone.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that you're back. That was Andre Stojakovic. The retention continues. We're 5 for 5, sir. Brad Underwood is 5 for 5, I should say. He joins David Mirkovic, Jake Davis, and the Ivasic twins. And, boy, people are feeling really, really good today about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but you...
What?
You called it. I mean, you knew...
I called it?
Yeah, you called it. Well,
I've been saying I felt pretty good about Andre coming back for...
You and your inside sources that you will never reveal to anyone.
I don't think I have inside sources.
It's amazing how many scoops that Evan has that he gives to me and Cooper on the side. But we never talk about him before everybody else. That's how nice of a person you are, sir.
What does that mean?
You're so nice you'll let anybody scoop you.
That I'll let anybody scoop me.
I'm joking. But pretty awesome.
Well,
pretty awesome that you predicted it before, I will say, anybody else that I knew of, that Andre would be back. I know a lot of people were concerned about that.
Yeah. I just, it never made sense for anything else to happen. You know, like you kind of look at some of this stuff and you're like, okay, what makes the most amount of sense? And Andre coming back just always felt like it was gonna happen. I know people were stressing and hand-wringing and, you know, you always got details to work out. But, you know, it is what it is.
It's not what it ain't. Was there anybody out of the 5 that you had a little apprehension about whether or not they would come back?
I think the person that I had the most, let's see if they come back, would be Z.
Agreed.
I think Big Z was the one guy that I was maybe thinking, that would totally make sense
because you would want to start somewhere else.
Yeah,
right?
he could go so many places around the country and be an immediate starter of focal piece of, listen, this is the guy we go through. So I had questions about that. Everything else. So if we talk about the 5, you got Andre, you got the twins. There's 3. You got
Jake.
There's 4,
and then David.
Yeah.
How could you forget? How could I forget about David?
Secret.
It's a secret.
Secret.
That's why you forgot.
Yeah, I think Z was the only one I maybe had a question about. Everyone else, I felt like was they just felt good. Scott and Terre Haute says this team is going to have the hype like 04-05. I mean, they're going to have that's a whole nother element of things that this roster and this team is going to have to work through, because I would say coming into last year, there's always hype with Illinois basketball because you always expect them to be decently good. I don't know if people going into last year were shouting before the season started, Final Four, Final Four. I think once the team kind of gelled.
Yeah, they are now.
And got going, it was like, oh, wow, this team could be good. Can this team now handle the success? It's the same thing as with the football team going into last year. The football team going into last year was coming off of a 10-win season. Can they handle it? They'd never done that before. Can they handle it? And so now this team has kind of that same element of now we're coming into the year with huge expectations. I mean, you're going to come into this season with a top 10 ranking.
It's sky high, right? It's absolutely sky high. Now you're talking people will have expectations of being a top 3 team minimum in the preseason rankings, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot that's going on with this. I did text you guys last night that I felt good about. That's all I said. I feel good about Andre coming back. That's all I said.
Yeah, that's all you said.
Yeah. Jason and Monticello, now this is the big question. Does this mean Blackwell isn't coming now?
I have seen a lot of people make that assumption. Since the Andre news, not when Stephen Vox news, because when I saw the Vox news and I saw that the number that was being floated around at the $3.5 million, I went, okay, well, if that's what Vox is getting, there's only so much to go around, right? So that one made me a little hesitant on John Blackwell, but I've seen way more now with the Andre news.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily how correlated they are. I do know that to get and this is we have so many incredible journalists and reporters that are saying a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's hard to make all the pieces fit together, which makes sense. You know, even if Blackwell really wants to come and to be here, he also has to think about, okay, what's best for my future and for my family and my immediate this moment. And so we'll see what happens. I genuinely have no idea where Blackwell is going to end up. I don't think Illinois is at the top of that list with all the pieces that they have brought in. But it will be fascinating. That was not a yawn.
What was that?
That was I took a huge chug of water right before we jumped on.
Balkans, please.
Yeah, it was almost a burp is what it was.
It was a Balkans burp is what that was.
It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I think obviously the teams in the mix are Illinois, UCLA, Louisville, Duke, all of which, except for Louisville, have pretty crowded backcourts now. So we'll see.
It's interesting that Louisville has kind of become, I don't want to use the word dark horse because they haven't been, but they did kind of emerge unexpectedly after Duke and Illinois were said to be the last 2 teams.
Well, I think it's because Louisville was leaning, and they had some other guys that they were chasing after. And then now that some of the numbers that are coming out of offers that they're throwing out at guys, I think they locked up some of their guys, and then they turned their attention. Who else is out there?
Yep.
Oh, there's Blackwell. Louisville's got some money. They got some bags. Speaking of money, you're excited about something?
Because I forgot the flipping text line again. I logged me out, wouldn't log, and then it said it was locked, and by God, I'm back in it right now, so I'm excited.
A tradition, unlike any other. Curtis.
The text line.
Out of the text line.
Locked out.
Whew!
It's like once a week now. Once a week. Anyways.
Big Dev says, I would assume all of this means Blackwell isn't coming, and I'm okay with that. But, man, Blackwell himself has to be thinking, quote, I'm the last piece for a national championship, end quote. But I'm totally great with where we are. I mean, I agree. I'm totally great with where we are.
Love to
good.
Keep the text line going. I'm so excited I can see it now. 217-359-2255. Here's something for you, sir. We didn't get to talk about. You were off yesterday, had a kiddo that was under the weather, and so glad you're back in today and everyone's feeling better. But the news came out that Ty Rodgers had entered the portal. And I know for some Illini fans, you kind of go, you shrug your shoulders because you didn't have Ty for 2 years, but there was some hope that he would stick around and he would be healthy and at 100% this year. No matter what was going on, Underwood always referred to him as the epitome of a culture guy. So I'll ask you the same question we asked a couple of guests yesterday. In your opinion, what did the Illini lose by Ty Rodgers entering the transfer portal?
Well, you obviously, you lose culture, you lose leadership. I'm not sure they're especially with Andre coming back. I just don't think there was a role on this team for Ty beyond some spot minutes and whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think it totally makes sense that he kind of waited to see, all right, where are things going? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my name in the transfer portal, which is good for him. I don't think nobody's going to look at Ty in the way that they look at some of the other pieces that have transferred out or whatever. I mean, everybody's going to have respect for Ty. And I hope he lands somewhere that he's going to have an opportunity to really get back on track and make himself some money. That's my hope and prayer for Ty, that he is healthy, first of all, because there's no guarantees coming off the injury he had that the explosiveness, the athleticism, the ability to do what he's really good at, excelling at, is still there.
Yeah, the stuff you saw in particular as a freshman that jumped off the page when you watched him play, you went, ooh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you hope some of that comes back.
The cutting, the slashing, the rebounding ability, like you hope that comes back. And so I'm excited to see where he ends up, what happens with him. Pretty much all these guys that are transferring out, I'm really excited to see where they end up and what happens.
When Coop was filling in yesterday, we were talking about, what do you think would be the best fit for Ty? And we just kind of looked at the Big Ten. I can't remember who sent it in on the text line, but the texter had sent in Michigan State, and then Coop was like, oh, man, I didn't want to say that. But, yeah, that's probably the best fit. He would be great at Michigan State.
Because he just feels like an Izzo player, right?
Izzo gets the most.
Izzo recruited Ty really hard coming out of high school.
Yep.
So
that's not been mentioned a whole lot. Maybe not as much as it should be right now, but yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a connection there already, as Ty, lived in Michigan and played in Michigan for a bit. So, there's a natural fit. Here's another thing, though, that. I'm not saying this as a negative. If Ty ends up at Michigan State and is starting or playing for Michigan State, I'm not sure as an Illinois fan that scares me. It's not like I'm like, oh my goodness, now we have to go. Like Merez going to Michigan and starting at Michigan, I was like,
fans didn't want to admit
play against Merez.
yeah, a lot of fans didn't want to admit that. They wanted to just have the angry wish for his downfall kind of thing. Is like, no, you got to play against that dude with those other dudes, and that's why they want a national title.
And I think a big piece of that was I really felt confident that Merez was going to do well. And, okay, we play against him. He's going to have a double-double. He's going to whatever. I don't have the same confidence or thoughts about how Ty will perform at the next stop if it's a major stop.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So it's not like I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, we're going to go against Michigan State. We're going to get killed by Ty because that's just what happens. I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm more nervous about is
Tell me, brother.
Mihailo going to, like a –
Indiana,
St. Louis, or no? He'll probably go down a level, maybe. I don't know, but going to some lower level school,
you think like a mid-major,
and then coming into State Farm Center and dropping 30 and 12 assists and 8 rebounds. It's like, frick.
Nah,
we'd still win though.
Oh yeah, we'd win. Me and you, you could probably take him one-on-one. Handle J Money first, then you handle Petrovic. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay. Got a lot of texts. We're going to get to all of them. 217.
I still got 2 ACLs.
You too.
They're there.
You got at least one more than I do. I think you got more PCLs than I do as well. 217-359-2255. Lots of texts to get to. We will get to all of them. It's Dre Day. It's Friday. Andrei Stojakovic.
Illini headlines on ESPN.
It's Dre Day. That's right. Andrei Stojakovic announced on Instagram earlier this afternoon that he will return for the 26-27 season. Andre was the Illini's second leading scorer, averaging 13.5 points on 50% shooting on the year. He scored in double figures 19 times with 8 20-point games. His season high was 30 against Maryland back in January. He also averaged 4.5 boards a game and made more than 80% from the free throw line. Stojakovic was a bright spot for the Illini on their run to the Final Four in the NCAA tournament, averaging almost 14 points a game and 55% from the floor. He joins David Mirkovic, who announced on Wednesday his return, along with juniors Tomislav Ivasic, Zvonimir Ivasic, and Jake Davis, who announced their return Wednesday night. Head coach Brad Underwood's Illini now features 5 players returning from this past season's 8-man rotation, including all but one with remaining eligibility. The other, freshman Keaton Wagler, of course, declared for the NBA draft. The Illini coming off a Final Four appearance, a 28-9 record, the 4th most wins in school history, and Big Ten runner-up finish. Illinois is the winningest team in the Big Ten over the last 7 seasons and is one of 4 programs nationally with 7 straight 20 regular season wins. All right, in tennis, because I never forget tennis, Evan Stone. Number 15, Illinois closes out its season with an at-home match, with an in-state matchup, I should say, against Northwestern tomorrow afternoon. The Illini hold a 20-6 overall record and a 9-3 mark in the Big Ten. They take on the Wildcats tomorrow at noon. In golf, the Illini men's golf team, number 13 in the nation, closed out their regular season schedule this weekend at the Hoosier Collegiate, hosted by Big Ten foe Indiana. And finally, this afternoon's baseball contest between the Illini and Oregon is about to start in 10 minutes. It's shifted due to some of the nasty weather we're supposed to get later tonight. And the previously scheduled 9 innings of winning promotion, that's going to take place tomorrow. The game will stream on Big Ten Plus. And by the way, I'm going to the game on Sunday. It's Youth Day. And they let the Little League kids run the bases, so I'm taking little man to that.
So you're going to get out there and run the bases?
Not a chance. No, I did way too much. Did I tell you about getting roped into to helping with the flag football camp? Did I tell you about that? Yeah. So, no, that was my...
you said you had some of the guys out there helping you.
It was me telling Caden Fagan what to do. That's really what it was, yeah.
Hey, breaking news here before we catch this next break.
Yeah, go.
2026, Wisconsin Mr. Basketball just commits to the Illini. So Xavier Zins is going to be joining us in the fall. So that's another piece that is going to jump in. You now have 5 freshmen coming in next year.
Yeah.
That's the biggest class they've had in almost a decade.
You think we love to jump ahead. It's fun, but do you think with a lot of this freshman talent coming in, you're going to see some guys get some minutes that maybe, I don't know if that's not the right word. How do I want to phrase this?
I don't know.
See a few more freshmen get some court time because of the rotations and because of the shooters that you're going to have, like a Quentin Coleman.
Well, I think Quentin Coleman is going to play a decent
I think he's
amount no matter what.
Yeah, I think he'll have substantial minutes. Some people have talked about, do you think he'll start or not? I think it really depends on.
I don't think he doesn't start now.
I don't think so either. I agree, but I've seen some people make that comparison.
Actually, I take that back. Do not quote.
Too late. It's going on the hotkeys.
I was doing math in my head, and I was like, wait a second. Actually, Coleman might start now because I think you get it. I would not be shocked at the starting lineup of Coleman, Andre, Tommy,
Jake,
David. I don't know if Jake.
You don't know?
I think Jake probably goes back to the bench.
We'll see.
Because then it's Stephen Vox.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get Dre, Vox, Coleman, Tommy, and David, that's your starting 5.
There you go.
So
it's a lot of 3-pointers, John in Camargo. Where you at, buddy, on that text line? 217-359-2255. Lots of text. Marcus in Colorado asking if the stream's going to be working. I know it's been down. I hope that we got it back up and running. We've been waiting on a piece to come in, a piece of equipment. I apologize again.
I don't.
You don't apologize for anything. I know that.
Nope.
Jake and Muhammad just tuned in. Are you saying, I think he's referencing you, sir, are you saying that because Andre is coming back that it may reduce the chances of Blackwell coming in? I don't see that. That should matter. They play different positions, really.
They're different players. They play different positions, but you only have so much money and so many shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it matters.
Gotcha.
It's not like they're competing for the position on the floor, especially since you're really transitioning into positionless basketball, where I'm not really sure the position matters.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they're both guys that kind of want the ball in their hands, and they're both guys that are not cheap, and they're both guys that are gonna be ball dominant and they're going to want to get theirs.
Yeah.
So it's hard to then put those into the same bag, if that makes sense.
It does. Full lineup to help us today break down all the big Illini news. Brad Sturdy from Illini Guys is going to hop on with us in just a moment. Also, Sonny Verma is going to hop on with us in the 4 o'clock hour. And first time ever, ESPN and WWE crossing over for WrestleMania this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I know, brother. So you're going to take the WrestleMania challenge today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's basically like
what does that mean?
Well, basically, you're going to make predictions without knowing anything. You're probably just going to base it on your favorite wrestler's name, okay? We're going to look at the matches.
I'm taking Stone Cold.
I hope he comes back, because otherwise, why bother watching, you know? Tune in for 4 hours on Saturday and 4 hours on Sunday to see if Stone Cold comes back.
The behind-the-scenes documentary about WrestleMania is going to be awesome.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people crying backstage. It's weird. So many of them cry now. I just, I don't want to see the wrestlers cry backstage.
You keep your toxic masculinity to yourself over there, all right?
Do you want to see... Never mind. I was going to say, you want to see the Incredible Hulk cry, but he probably cried in a Marvel movie that I didn't see.
He cried all the time.
I'm sure he did. All right.
Jeez.
Brad Sturdy up next on The Drive.
Hey, we're looking for a couple of really professional drivers that know the ropes and would like to get a home where they're treated with respect, getting home every weekend, making a good wage, and doing the right things safely. Yeah.
Awesome. 2 people. All right. And how would they connect with you for that?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or 765-793-7131 extension 4, or even my cell phone right now, 765-505-1295.
And then for dedicated diesel off Route 45 on Triumph Drive, as you're driving toward Rantoul on the left-hand side, you'll find dedicated diesel. What do you offer there?
Hey, we've got a couple of good mechanics in, trailer mechanic and tractor mechanic right now. We're doing DOT annual inspections, trailer repair, truck repair, just whatever you need, we can take care of.
Wow, that's really nice to know, because, we have to drive into some other cities. Not convenient. You can't get all that done here in Urbana at dedicated diesel.
Hi, this is Damon Hackelman, owner of Clean Ride in Champaign. As winter fades and spring rains move in, melting snow, heavy storms, and stressed pipes can quickly turn into flooding and water damage for homes and businesses across Champaign County. When water shows up where it shouldn't, every minute matters. At Clean Right, we're a family-owned and operated company with deep roots in this community, and we're ready with a 24/7 emergency response. Our certified, experienced technicians arrive fast to assess the damage and start the restoration process right away. Whether it's a flooded basement, burst pipe, or storm damage, we work to make the recovery quick and as stress-free as possible. Our mission is to return your property to clean, safe, like new condition so you can get back to normal. We work alongside trusted expert partners to make the restoration process smooth and stress-free, guiding you every step of the way. Learn more or request emergency service anytime at cleanright.net.
Looking for something truly unique? Discover Sweet Petunia at the Tuscola Mall, where vintage charm meets modern style. With over 100 vendors and consigners across 16,000 square feet, you'll find antiques, collectibles, home decor, and one-of-a-kind furniture you won't see anywhere else. It's bright, clean, organized, and surprisingly affordable. From timeless treasures to seasonal finds, there's always something new waiting for you. Come explore Sweet Petunia in the Tuscola Mall. Your next favorite piece is already here.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Mirkovic cutting Titus down the lane. He'll go to Mirkovic with it around the horn and underneath. And Mirkovic is fouled on the play. They have to get it going at some point. 2-10, second half. Long shot. Mirkovic.
Everything great, gotta come to an end, and we can't look back. We gotta make the next step, and after long talks and a lot of thinking about my future, with my agent and all of the staff, and I decided to.
That's how it started, Evan Stone, with David Mirkovic trolling everybody on Wednesday.
I did not have Kid Rock on my bucket list today.
No. Well, he's the cowboy, you know. They're both cowboys.
I don't know. One's better than the other. Anyways.
One's from the rich suburbs of Detroit, cowboy, and which where's Merck from again? Help me out.
Montenegro.
Montenegro. He's the Montenegro cowboy. Yes. See,
Yeah.
It all works out together.
Do you know who I would take in a what do they call it? In a draw?
A duel?
In a
draw?
duel.
Yeah.
I'd take Brad Sturdy.
I would too. From Illini, guys, he is on the Dick Van Dyke of Plants World phone line with us. Brad Sturdy, big news, man. It started with Merck, and we get to Andre today. How are you doing, and how are you covering all this?
It's busy. It's a lot of fun. We've had it's been great. I mean, it's obviously, we had Merkovich. He does that troll, and you pretty much, I'm not gonna lie, I knew what he was gonna say, but then when he goes through it, you're thinking, well, there's always that one chance that maybe something weird happened. You know what I mean? Like, even if you never really believe it all the way. So no, it's really cool, and with Andre back, I think, and the Tommy Z, Jake Davis. I mean, getting those 5 guys back, 5 guys out of their 8-man rotation, not to mention, just Stefan Vox, and then throw in, a really great recruiting class. In fact, adding another one to that today. So it's just really amazing what they've done to put this team together. They've got the retention going on, plus they've added pieces as well.
So before we jump into some of the really it's all exciting, like you said, but before we jump into maybe Andre and some of the guys from last year's team, can you tell us a little bit about Xavier Zenz, who just committed to the Illini, Mr. Basketball in Wisconsin? What does he bring, if anything, to the team this year, and what does he excel at as a basketball player?
Well, he's a 6'7" kid who's Wisconsin Mr. Basketball. He shoots it well from 3, 42% from 3. He shot 70% from 2, and 61% overall. He's an athletic kid. He runs the floor. He can jump. He's very skilled, high basketball IQ. He does a lot of great things. At 6'7", I don't know if he's going to end up 6'8" or stay 6'7" or whatever, but he's a 3-man right now. He really fits as a 3. And so now, obviously, you have Stojakovic this year, but, man, that's a great place to be for a guy to come in and develop for a year. And here's what we know about Brad Underwood. I mean, if you're good, he'll put you on the floor. We saw that with Keaton Wagler, right? So I think if you're good, he's going to put you on the floor and let you play. So if Zenz, he's going to compete for time. But I think the other part is he's got a great mindset in the sense that he understands, Illinois is loaded, and you're going to be on this, on this train, but you have an opportunity now to maybe, develop for a year and then step in, and you've got a 6'7" kid who can really play, who can step in and be kind of a retention next year. And so I think they're really doing a great job kind of building this program to have a lot of depth and not have to reload an entire roster like, say LSU is right now with 0 players. So I don't want to get in that mode again.
Well, to that point, yes, the Illini coming back with a very loaded roster. But there's always room for improvement, Brad. What are things that you hope to see from these guys that are coming back in regards to taking the next step? Because the expectations are going to be very, very high, obviously. They're already very high with everyone coming back to play for a national championship. So what needs to happen for the Illini in 26 and 27 to get there?
I think they've still got some things to figure out on, figuring out who's going to play where and how they're going to play together, and with the new guys like with Vox, and then throwing in the defensive end of the floor. Where does Brandon Lee fit? Is Brandon Lee back? Is he going to be a defensive guy? How do they mix in the freshmen, Murillo and Coleman, and a couple other guys, Ethan Brown, Landon Davis, both really good players too, and Zenz. How do they mix all that together? Do they add any more pieces? They keep going after some other guys, or are they pretty solid with the other guys? I think from an individual standpoint, I think health is huge. I mean, Tommy needs to be healthy for an off season. That would be so cool for him to not have anything. At this point, you almost expect him to have like the measles or something next fall. I mean, it's like so it's just crazy the things he's had to deal with, and so. get him healthy. Stojakovic, first time he's ever been injured was last year. He had the knee injury and then he had the ankle injury. If he can be healthy, I mean, we saw at the end of the year he can be a two-way stud. I mean, just a two-way star. So I think that's what you're looking for, is just to continue to keep everybody healthy, and then continue to develop and kind of go through this. I think weight room's going to be another year in the weight room is going to really help Z.
Yeah.
Hold his place down there. I think all that together, and the freshmen getting in with Fletch this summer is going to be really important, and acclimating to it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say measles are making a comeback apparently. So
I'm
just saying.
I was thinking of something wild, so I was hoping that wasn't true. So.
He was hopeful that wasn't going to be a thing that could happen.
They might be coming back.
Stop it.
So yeah, I mean, you look at, and somebody mentioned, so I can't remember who we were talking to the other day that just brought up the idea of it's not even just the retention. But this is it's the first summer you're going to have with Andre, because he was hurt last year so much. And Tommy was sick and hurt so much last year. And so it's not even just bringing these guys back, but it's like, okay, now you bring these guys back and you actually get a full off season of development with them, which I think is so exciting. So if you were to put it, I know that there's some worry out there because there's some guys that they've signed that have committed, but they haven't quite signed yet, being Quentin Coleman and Stephen Vox. Do you have any worries with any of that, or is it just kind of logistical getting stuff in order?
No, I'm not really worried. I mean, I think those guys are in. They basically, I mean, when the agents are in, the kids are in. So, and that's kind of the way it works now in the portal.
Yeah.
So, I think they're in. I think they're guys who are really going to play. I will say, Stojakovic obviously being, I think, the biggest retention, obviously, today. But the thing about him is that he will have an off season where, look at the jump that an athletic wing like Terrence Shannon made in the second year in this program. If he makes the jump, I'm not saying he's going to have, because Terrence Shannon arguably had the best year of anybody in the last 20 years in Illinois basketball, right? So, individual season. So I'm not saying he's going to do that, but man, if he can make a jump similar, where he makes that second year jump in the system with a year to work and so forth, I think you're looking at a guy who could be. I mean, how many guys do you have that are literally everybody's talking about? They could be all Big Ten. They could be an All-American. They could be. I mean, it's really insane when you think about the talent that's on this roster, from Merkovich to Vox to Stojakovic, and not to mention the two big guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. I'm Curtis at 7. Brad Sturdy from Illini Guys on the Dick Van Dyke of Plants World phone line with us. Well, Brad, so what is next then for Underwood and the Illini basketball program? I mean, what is the next big headline that we're looking at? Is it John Blackwell? Is it something else?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I think there's still like that kind of glimmer with Blackwell. I feel like I think it's very dim right now because of all the retention and there's not enough basketballs to go around. But I think they're also going to wait and see what happens with the portal. Wait and see what happens. Who knows with this 5-5? I don't expect it to pass that quickly for this year's guys coming back. Who knows? But I think right now it's kind of breathe and start recruiting. Continue recruiting 2027 and looking in the future, because I think they've got the team that they want, and we'll see. I mean, if another guy pops in the portal that they kind of feel like could be a fit as either a developmental big or as another guard as well, and then just kind of keep the lines of communication open until Blackwell commits. He's still out there, right?
Yep.
So, but I do think it's just this team's so really talented. It's now start putting pieces together. And like I will tell you right now, I guarantee you that Cam Crocker's coming up with defensive game plans, and Tyler Underwood's coming with offensive game plans, how to use these guys for next year. And it's going to be fun. They're going to have a whole year of knowing, a whole 6 months here of knowing exactly what they have and being able to kind of roll with it.
Yeah, I just think as you're Coach Underwood, Brad Underwood, you just got to be like rubbing your hands right now, just thinking, whew, well, I mean, you look at, as you mentioned, LSU was 0 players. And this is like the second time in less than a decade they've had 0 guys on their roster. That it's just constant turnover in all these other teams. And so to be able to sit back in your chair on April 17th and not be done, but essentially you're like, I know pretty much exactly what my team is next year. That's like, how much of a head start, of a benefit is that for a head coach in today's day and age?
Oh, I think it's huge, and I will guarantee you he's probably having a glass of wine tonight. Just kind of and enjoying it. So, but yeah, no, it's huge because now teams that are throwing together 15 guys, you're so far ahead of them. And that's why retention. I think there was Evan Maya has evanmaya.com. He has a website. He talks about retention, like, of the Final Four teams in the last, 4 years or something like that, they all, or maybe it's 8 years, I don't know, it's a long time, but since you start looking back, they have to have a certain amount of retention for it to even be a thing. And so Illinois, that's why they're going to be ranked preseason top 5. I think they could be number 1, depending on what shakes out everywhere. And so, yeah, I'm Brett Underwood's thinking, yeah, this is what I wanted when I came here, right? I want to have a team that has a chance to win a national title, and they had it this year, and I think they have it again next year.
So I do. Okay, if we take a step back just a little bit, you talk about potentially preseason number 1. Some of the other teams that, the other Final Four teams, UConn, Michigan, Arizona. Obviously, UConn and Arizona are trying to replace a lot. They've got a lot going on. You look at Michigan, an in-conference foe, who, Yaxel obviously is gone. What do you think about Merez? Do you think Merez can make that NBA leap this year? Do you think potentially he comes back to Michigan? What do you think he stands this offseason?
Well, I think with Merez, I mean, he's mocked in the late first round. I think I could. Obviously the opportunity to go to the NBA is there. But at the same time, you could probably make more money staying in college. I mean, that's just when you're like in the pick 20 to 30, you can stay in college and run it back. And I think that's true with Mara and Merez both in their front court, and they added JP Estrella. Their guards, they've got Cadeau back and Trey McKinney, et cetera. And so, but I think they've got a chance to be a top 5 team as well if those guys return. And so there's so much there. If Merez leaves and Mara leaves, then suddenly that's a different look, right? Because that front court was so dominant last year, and losing Lindeborg, I mean, much like losing, I think he was kind of a unicorn at 38 years old playing in college basketball or whatever it was. So, but yeah, so it's but they're going to be good, and Michigan State's going to be good. Indiana's much better. Missouri is going to be good. I mean, you start looking at that schedule, and it's not going to be easy. It's not like they don't hand it to you, right? You got to go out and earn it still. But the opportunity's there, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is I'm looking around at kind of your like foes or your opponents, your in-conference teams, and okay, I know who we have coming back, but what does it look like as we measure it up, line it up with some of these other teams? And there's so much transition happening, but you're right. Indiana's made some really good pickups. Missouri's got some really good pickups. I'm intrigued of what Michigan does the rest of this offseason, because they've already got a couple big pickups. But I mean, Illinois is in a really, really, really good spot.
Brad,
no question.
Brad, what else are you working on right now, and where can folks find what you're writing about?
Well, I think now you may focus on some football recruiting more, and some football stuff. Hopefully we got basketball. We're still going to be breaking guys down. There's still going to be, coming up, the Illinois got recruiting here in the next month, and high school guys, 2027 players. They've got a couple of commits in that class, and they're going to be recruiting the 2027 and 2028 kids. There's an open weekend in May, where coaches can get out and see guys. So all this stuff's going to keep going. I expect they might make another trip over to Europe as well, for an event that's coming up. So lots of stuff, and we'll keep track of it there at IlliniGuys.com.
Where can folks follow you on the socials?
Yeah, at Sturdy32 on Twitter. I do have an Instagram too, where I just retweet things mostly. So that's about it. But and then obviously at IlliniGuys.com.
All right, man. Well, keep up the great work. You're one of our favorites. We love talking with you when we get the chance, Brad, and we'll do this again soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Appreciate you having me.
All right, you got it. That is our guy, Brad Sturdy from IlliniGuys.com on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line. 217-359-2255 for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. I believe it was Matt and Sydney that he's not happy about you taking the WrestleMania challenge later. Was it Matt and Sydney that said, wrestling's not a sport? There it is. It's not a sport.
They know who's going to win. It's scripted.
It's scripted, you idiots. No, he didn't call us idiots. I added that part.
We are idiots.
Are you sure that's scripted, Matt? I want some proof. Can you prove to me on the Max Twin City Recycling text line that it's all
I watched
scripted?
the documentary, and it was behind the scenes.
You saw it.
And, yeah. It is always funny when you get the – it's entertainment. I mean, that's what it is, whether it's scripted or not scripted. It's entertainment, and they're incredible athletes.
I'll tell you what, man. If you've been listening to ESPN 93.5 this week, whether the national shows or if you just put on ESPN – there's been someone from WWE on like every segment. This weekend's the first time ever where WrestleMania is going to be on ESPN for at least the first hour on Saturday and Sunday. So that's how they're hooking you, man. That's how you watch, Brock Lesnar fight somebody, and then they try to get you to subscribe to the ESPN Unlimited.
That's it.
Do you have that?
No. Wait, what's ESPN? No, I have. No.
I bet you do. I bet you totally do, and you don't even know it.
That's possible. I do have Disney Plus and
then you
Hulu.
Got it.
And
you got it.
Okay.
Yep, you got it.
217 texter says, wrestling is a sport, LOL. Yeah, I would say wrestling is a sport. I would not say WWE is a sport. I would say it's an athletic event with athletes. But I don't know if I would qualify it as, which is not a knock. We think it's like, sport, not sport. Like that's a knock on something. It's not. I just think it's just a label. It's a definition.
This is where I try to get you. Try to
they're incredible athletes. There's no way that you can watch WWE and say, well, they're not athletic. No, they're incredible athletes. But I will say, when going in it, like who's going to ultimately come out on the back end of the match, I'm not sure I can call that a sport. It's an athletic event.
You know what else is scripted?
The NFL.
The NFL, yeah. Did you get a look at that script yet, huh?
Yeah, well, they got the replacement refs that they're already hiring and starting to train. So
it's really like a Hallmark movie when you look at the scab refs that they're bringing in.
Scabs?
Yeah, well, I don't want to. No, we shouldn't call them that. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
That's from
the replacement refs.
The Washington team that we can't say anymore.
So they're, it's like he was a small town referee that had a dream of officiating in the NFL. And then they went on strike, and now here he is.
She is a reporter for The Athletic.
She's just a struggling reporter looking for love. Will they find it in the end zone on the Hallmark Channel, part of the NFL script for 2026?
Boom!
Boom. All right. Sonny
Ian Happ just hit a 2-run home run.
That's why you yelled?
Yeah, Cubs are up 12-4, baby, in the 8th inning.
By the way, it is Friday. Will we go around the bases in about an hour, sir? Are we doing that today?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Or even less than that. Well, I'll leave that completely up to you.
We'll see if it's scripted, if we get there or not.
Round the Bases is our new Friday segment put together by our very own Evan Stone. We take a look at all the big baseball headlines, in particular with the Cardinals and the Cubs. The Cubs right now playing on our sister station, US 105.9, if you're looking for the Cubbies. Normally I wouldn't tell you to leave us. We love having you here with us, but if you're looking for the Cubs game, you can find it there. And Cards, I believe that's later tonight. I believe first pitch is 7:15 here on ESPN 93.5. So we'll have you until then. All right, quick break. When we come back, maybe we go around the bases. Maybe we look at some other scripted sports.
There's some really good text that we need to get to.
Actually, that's what we really need to do. We're going to get to your text next on The Drive.
I'm very honored to have Brittany Algie in my studio. She's advanced practice registered nurse specializing in behavioral health at OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart in Urbana. Now has several options for inpatient, outpatient behavioral health, offering medication management and therapy to treat depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, PTSD, and more. Isn't it? You have to kind of agree you kind of need to talk to somebody?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How do you get to that?
Being honest and doing a self-check-in about how you feel. Checking in with your emotions, seeing like, am I okay? Because a lot of times we're highly functioning, feeling depressed, we're feeling overwhelmed, and we don't take a minute to just pause and actually see how we're feeling.
But so stigma, Brittany, you don't want to talk to somebody because then they'll think you're crazy.
Well, there's no such thing as crazy. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help because life is always going to be challenging. There's always going to be stressors that come along.
So we commend you and
Thank you.
somebody who loves what they do. So I'm going to give out your number.
Behavioral health professionals, OSF Healthcare, Sacred Heart Urbana, 217-337-4310.
This is Paul Reekin with Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. This April, pick any day of the month. Don't miss our spring cleaning, scratch and dent, and or discontinued sale event of the century. We're talking 50, 60, 70% off the already reduced price.
Wow!
Now's the time to replace that dishwasher that's barely washing dishes. Here we have a dishwasher with a small dent on the door. Your kids are playing football in the kitchen every night while you're making dinner. It's gonna get dented anyway. Now you have a fully functional dishwasher and you saved $400. How about a refrigerator? Last year's model, not a single scratch. Save yourself $1,000 and put it towards a family summer vacation. Awesome! A new vent hood above your range. Be honest, you haven't looked at those grease filters since the late 90s. Buy a closeout hood and watch it shine from a room over for the next quarter century. It's the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World Spring Cleaning, Scratch and Dent, and or discontinued closeout appliance sale of the century. You don't have to rush. The sale is going on the whole month of April. Unless it's April 29th, you might want to hurry.
Wow!
Body and Soul Sports, simply the best. Open weekdays 9 to 6, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sundays noon to 5. Making your running event easier with logoed apparel, accessories for your fundraiser, with screen printing, decals, and more. Find them at the Health and Wellness Expo with the Illinois Race Weekend coming up April 23rd through the 25th. Stop by and get the proper shoes for any event this spring. 1317 Dunlap at Route 45 and Curtis Road in Savoy, or visit bodyandsoulsports.com. Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circus Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circus Sports has it all. Circus Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. Player-friendly pricing, enhanced in-game options, and best of all, no bet fees. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circus Sports has you covered. Download the Circus Sports app or visit circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Plenty to get to on The Drive. Hope you're having a great Friday so far. If you're an Illini fan, I know you're probably in a good mood. ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis. That's Evan. Andre Stojakovic announcing a couple hours ago he is officially going to run it back.
Is that a guy?
That
Who?
guy. Huh? That guy.
Oh, that's Peja's kid.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe
Dre Day
year 2 we won't get so many
Peja references?
My gosh. Every single game. Well, his dad didn't play like that. Well, I don't know if his dad could do that. Oh, his dad was silky smooth. Oh my good grief.
I don't think there's any escaping it, man. Especially if he's there. Especially when Peja's in attendance, and he didn't miss many games. I think he was at almost every game.
He was at a lot. He was, especially the major games. He was at all of those. The only other thing I want to see less of
is what?
Is people complaining about him not wearing orange and blue. Like, that's the other thing. I'm like, couldn't it kill him to put on an Illini shirt? No, maybe it could. I don't know.
Maybe he's got some sort of skin disorder we don't know about.
Yeah, leave the guy alone.
And orange and blue dye really hurts him, and only charcoal gray is the only thing that he can wear. And leather. I think those are the only things that Peja can. By the way,
he doesn't even love his son. He won't even support him by wearing an eye.
I mean, didn't he transition? Isn't he basically like a model now? Isn't that he and aren't both of the Stojakovic parents models of some sort now? Isn't that?
Well, they should be if they're not.
They're a beautiful couple. I hope that I age as well. Although, how old is Peja? I feel like I shouldn't say that. We're probably around the same age. And now I'm going to feel bad about myself.
He's
substantially older than me,
yes.
I think? Okay, I'm just checking.
He's got to be. I'd let Peja take me out for a glass of wine. That's all I would say.
I'm sure it's fine wine.
It would be. We'd be sniffing it,
getting
the aromas.
Yeah, why? I don't know why you got to do that, but
you got to stir
it. And then it says, look at the streaks, right? You look at how the way it runs down the legs. That's what it is. The legs.
Come on, man.
The legs, yeah. The legs, that's what it is.
Streaks is from, Malort.
Malort?
That's where you look at the streaks.
Man, I did Malort once or twice, and that was enough to give me the streaks. I was done with Malort after that. And anybody that's like, you wussy, you wimp, I drink Malort. No, you don't. You don't. There's nobody that genuinely likes Malort. That is...
it's a means to an end, is what we say.
That's a
in
means.
The business.
That's what it is, right there.
Yeah.
217-359-2255 for the Max Twin City Recycling text lines. A lot of folks texted in about the transfer portal, about Andrei Stojakovic, but I got to start with John in Camargo. He says, "Evan, you made my day yesterday. He even thinks of me on his days off. I am honored. I think the cool people call that, quote, living rent-free in his head."
John, I don't know if you know this, but I don't have a lot of friends. You're at the top of the list just about. All right, man? So, yeah, I think about you most days. I'll wake up in the morning and be like, man, I hope John's doing all right.
John in Camargo's having a good day today.
And then I woke up today and I was like, you know what? I hope the first play next year
is a 3.
We win the opening tip. And it's they pass the ball to Z on the bench, and he chucks a 3. That's what I want to happen more than anything.
Yeah, Z's not even on the court. He's not even on the court. He's just sitting there, and he heaves one from the bench. Yes.
Let it rain. Yeah, we've got so a lot of people saying, so Xavier Zins, we got a couple of texts in, Mr. Wisconsin Basketball, also Mr. Wisconsin Basketball,
Yeah.
one Marcus Damask.
Uh-huh.
And one Pajimski. So Pods was also Mr. So we've had 3 Mr. Wisconsin basketballs on this roster now in the last, couple of years.
And I hear when you get that honor, you get all the cheese curds you want, sir.
That sounds gross.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Another texter, Wade, says shooting guard Paul McNeil would be a great addition instead of Blackwell.
I saw that text. How do you feel about that?
Paul McNeil is a freaking flamethrower.
Yeah.
That dude might be one of the greatest three-point shooters. Like, he's
in the game, yeah.
I was talking with some people who were like, the thing that makes a great shooter is they don't remember anything before the next shot.
Just on to the next one.
So if you miss, it doesn't affect you. That's why you see some people, even on this team this past year, who are incredible shooters, but they might not ever cross that path because they might be a perfectionist. They might be, whatever. Like, they want to nail it. And this guy I was talking to the other day who is a little bit behind it, he said that's why Alfonso Plummer was the best shooter he's ever been around.
Alfonso
because
Plummer.
That dude did not give a rip. He could be 0 for 12.
He's letting it go.
And he's letting the next one rip.
Man, I haven't heard Alfonso's name in a long time. I didn't expect to hear that one today.
Paul McNeil reminds me a lot of that in the sense that he is such an incredible shooter.
Now that I'm thinking about this, and it's been a little while, but you've mentioned him before on
I brought
the
him
show.
up. I brought him up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think he's going to be in the cards. But man, I would love to see that. We had 3 texts come in. Different people
let's
who
address
said,
that.
"Did you see that Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, who was at UNLV?" entered the transfer portal, and they said, "Did you see DGL to Texas Tech?" As far as I can tell, that was a fake report.
It was a parody account, right?
It was someone just trying to drum up. Now, he has visited Texas Tech. I know that they are in the running, but as of now, DGL Dre he's not committed anywhere.
I haven't seen. Yeah,
I haven't been able to find anything.
I couldn't find it confirmed where it was from a legit source. So, but we did get a lot of text. Tyler and Monticello, good to hear both of you boys back on the radio together. ILL, hey, good to hear from you as well, Tyler. Feel free to chime in anytime. 217-359-2255. Ryan and Fisher says that report, it was fake.
Fake. Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there because we had not 1, not 2, 3 people text in. How do you feel about DGL?
Yeah, they all came pretty close together. So, yeah, it's all right to address that.
I really hope, because I think as far as I could see, the teams that it was like Maryland and Texas Tech and some other, we play both of them. Like, we go to Lubbock now. I would love to play against DGL. Like, I think he's one of my favorite players. That I love DGL. But Brian says that's why Andy Kaufman was a great shooter. No conscience.
That's a next level reference right there, Brian.
That's key to being an incredible shooter and a serial killer. Like, you have to have no conscience. It's the overlap. You see the Venn diagram?
Well, Andy Kaufman wasn't a serial killer, though.
No, but that's where they overlap.
Maybe the greatest. Well, yeah, maybe the greatest comedian ever, but not a. He did wrestle women, and he was slapped by Jerry Lawler on David Letterman back in the day.
Yeah,
and then threatened to sue everybody. It's one of my favorite in the history of wrestling. People talk about like the great talkers and stuff like that. Andy Kaufman going on TV. Making fun of people in Tennessee, and Jerry Lawler is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It made people want to riot when they would see him in an arena.
Now, are we talking about two different Andy Kaufmans?
No, I'm talking about the comedian Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, Brian's talking about the
shooter Andy Kaufman.
The Illinois basketball player.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the comedian now.
So we are talking about two different.
Well, now we are, but we've only got 8 seconds to news, so we'll have to talk about both Andy Kaufmans next.
I'm thinking all of a sudden there's an Andy Kaufman, an Illinois basketball player, that went to do stand-up.
Yeah, he did. It's time for news.
One thing leads to another. Lisa Brady, Fox News. A day after Israel agreed to a ceasefire in Lebanon, where it's been fighting Iran-backed Hezbollah, Iran says the Strait of Hormuz is fully reopened to all commercial vessels. The U.S. military with a different take. Here's Fox's Kevin Uretsky.
CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper says that technically the strait was always open. However,
the only thing preventing ships from going through has been the threat of Iran attacking them. It's never physically been closed.
The Admiral says the U.S. forces are making sure things stay that way.
As of today, I think new news, we also have 864 Apaches in and around the Strait of Hormuz, providing a visible presence and deterrence as we advocate for the free flow of commerce.
President Trump posting earlier that Iran has also agreed not to close the strait again and that mines are being removed. An Iranian official reportedly threatening to close the strait if the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports doesn't end. President Trump says that will continue until there's a deal. He also says the U.S. and Lebanon will work to resolve the Hezbollah situation, even though Israel's prime minister says Israel is not yet finished with the militant group. Plunging oil prices, rallying stocks with a third record close for the S&P and the NASDAQ, now with its longest daily winning streak since 1992. The Dow finishing back over 49K, up 868. Congress buying more time for a key surveillance tool.
The ayes do have it. The bill is passed.
The Senate passing a short-term extension by voice vote.
After the House passed an extension of FISA 702 until April 30th, the Senate did the same. Several Republicans in the House are demanding reform, specifically a requirement for a warrant in order to search Americans' data that often gets swept up during warrantless surveillance meant to target foreign suspects.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal said that bill allows time to work on potential changes. America is listening to Fox News.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
President Trump wants a court to put his lawsuit against the IRS on hold.
Attorneys for President Trump are in talks with the IRS to resolve his $10 billion lawsuit over the leak of his tax information to news outlets between 2018 and 2020. In a federal court filing Friday, the president asked a judge to pause the case for 90 days to allow the two sides to pursue a possible settlement. Legal and ethics experts say the case raises a number of questions, including whether it's appropriate for a sitting president to pursue aggressive litigation against the federal government that he leads. Several ethics watchdog groups have filed friend of the court briefs challenging the president's lawsuit. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
A former IRS contractor pleaded guilty to leaking tax information about the president and others and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Egg producers might face a federal antitrust case. The Wall Street Journal reporting the Justice Department is considering a civil lawsuit against major egg producers, but that there's no final decision and a settlement to avoid litigation is still possible. A 90s sitcom star has a new project.
Friends star Matt LeBlanc is potentially returning to TV with his first role in 5 years.
No one told you that was gonna be this way.
For the 2027-2028 season, CBS ordered the writing of scripts for a show tentatively titled Flint. LeBlanc will both star in the series and serve as an executive producer. It's about an LAPD detective who is on the verge of retirement, but the city extends his service, so he starts breaking rules. However, that just makes him an even better cop. LeBlanc's sitcom Man with a Plan aired on CBS from 2016 to 2020.
Fox's Monica DeLuca, LeBlanc's last project, was in 2021, appearing in an episode of Top Gear. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
Recently, our company's softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
When your operation can't afford downtime, call the people who treat your business like their own. At Freedom Fabrication and Millwrights, you're working with over 150 years of combined industry experience, handling everything from on-site repairs to complete turnkey facility solutions. Call Richard and Selena for your next project, whether it's custom fabrication, emergency field repairs, or full system installation. They're also your local dealer for Chief Grain Systems. Call 217-574-5050. Freedom Fabrication and Millwrights. Experience you can count on. People you can trust.
When you're stuck on the road, you need help you can trust. Fast. That's where T-Pro Towing and Roadside Repair comes in. From light duty to heavy duty towing, they've got you covered 24 hours a day. With their state-of-the-art facilities, 3Cs, a division of T-Pro Towing, can repair semis to passenger cars at their Camargo facility. Service across central Illinois, including Urbana, Tuscola, and Camargo. Save their number now, 217-253-3450. That's T-Pro Towing and 3Cs. Ready when you need them, anytime, anywhere.
Flooring Surfaces in Champaign isn't just a carpet store. It's your destination for the latest innovations in flooring. You'll find a curated collection of the best porcelain tiles, fine wool and pattern carpets, beautifully crafted hardwoods, and performance floors made to withstand life's messes. All in a renovated showroom designed to inspire your creativity. Your next floor can be truly stunning. Let Flooring Surfaces show you how at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
Flooring Surfaces, your first stop.
Former Illini Terrence Shannon Jr. of the Minnesota Timberwolves about Ben Quattrone from Sarah Champagne.
What kind of friend has he been?
Unbelievable. Ever since I came to this dealership, me and Ben had interactions. He's been a great person this whole time. It still is. I always would recommend him to anybody about a car or anything. He's always going to be there for you no matter what. He always be behind you. He's just a great person.
Visit sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com. The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
I actually, no joke, I had a dream last night that I was running the board and I forgot every button.
Remain calm. All is well.
So I knew when I came in, it's probably not the day for me on the board.
It's fair.
So
I'll try not to do that. I promised Curtis I wouldn't delete all of his hard work.
Actually, now that he's not here, there are a few hotkeys I'd like to get in there and delete that he uses when I say something dumb. So
You'll have to excuse my friend. He's a little slow.
we'll see. Surely, I doubt he's listening on his way down to wherever this concert is.
I can't find it. The hell with it.
He said he's going to see... Actually, I don't remember anymore. He listens to music I don't listen to. So,
Heading my rules.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a good time today.
Bang, 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 bang. Vamonos, vamonos.
Hey, what happened to my hotkeys?
Bang, bang.
I think you got me.
You get a free yawn today.
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Sonny Varma is about to join us on the Dick Van Dyke Applianceville phone line.
Yeah, and I just want everybody to know that yesterday I had a great day. I listened to the show. My kids are okay. They were sick. They're still sick, but they're alive.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. If you're going to be on your phone.
I wasn't on my phone.
I'm just going to talk.
I wasn't on my phone.
You were on the phone.
I have to get on the phone to get our next guest on the phone. It's been a big news day, but go ahead and keep talking about...
Well, our next guest, now I can't remember, because he
What do you mean you can't remember?
Well, he had tweeted something, but the whole Twitter machine went down.
It went kablooey.
I was going to talk about it. Now I can't even remember what it is, so maybe he knows.
You do know who our next guest is, right? You got the format sheet right there in front of you.
I've got it backwards. I'm
You're
writing
not-
notes on it. I don't even know.
Did you scribble out Sonny's name? Is that what you did?
Is today April 14th?
What are you doing? You're making... For God's sakes. From Locked On Illini, Sonny Verma is on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us. Sonny, good afternoon, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I genuinely think Illini fans might have broken Twitter today with the Andre news and now the Xavier Zenz news. It's a great time to be an Illini.
Yeah, well, let's start with Xavier Zen, a 6'7", 215-pound forward from Milwaukee, Mr. Wisconsin for basketball, and a really smooth shooter. What kind of role do you think he'll carve out right away with this Illini team?
I mean, right away is the key word there, right?
Yeah.
This team is just so loaded with, with really talented guys. I don't know. For me, if I'm Brad Underwood, what I do is I pair Jake Davis and Xavier Zenz together, have them room together, maybe not room together. I know Jake tends to have his fun, but, just basically during all practices have Xavier guard Jake, watch Jake, see what Jake does, and then when Jake graduates next year, kind of seamlessly slide him into that Jake Davis role next year. I mean, could he play this year? Absolutely, but it's just a tough, especially when you talk about guys his size. I love his size, but the thing is, you got Dre coming back, you got Fox coming back at that position. There's just a lot of talented players, and this is 5 freshmen at this point, so
Yeah.
it's almost. I don't mind the idea because I don't know if you saw earlier, but apparently someone was reporting this could be the most expensive roster in college basketball next year. And so you've got to save your money somewhere. And so by having 5 freshmen, I think that's kind of a cost-efficient way. And a lot of these guys aren't going to be around next year. Hopefully, obviously Andre's last year, Tommy's last year, Zavonimir's last year. And so you kind of want some familiar faces, and you basically have a year's head start of watching them in practice and see, hey, who can crack the rotation next year and who are we going to have to replace?
I mean, it's exciting times. And I apologize. It was you just retweeting a tweet. It wasn't your own tweet. It was the...
What was the tweet? You leaving me in suspense?
No, I love all of these videos. Have you seen the video of the two? I don't even know what these are. Are they groundhogs?
Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The 2 groundhogs, and one of them's getting its nails clipped, and the other one jumps at every clip that happens. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is great. So it wasn't your actual tweet, but you put it in front of me. So
He did a 10 out of 10 tweet, Sonny.
10 out of 10 tweet. It's one of that video is one of my favorite videos, so that's why it stood out to me. So it has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now.
It does.
That's what happens when it's Friday and the old tweet machine goes down.
It went down, yeah.
So, yeah, you talk about, I mean, we mentioned in the first hour a little bit, you got 5 incoming freshmen. It's their largest class in almost a decade of freshmen that they're bringing in. But that's one way that you kind of balance out the lineup not just the lineup, but also the pocketbook
Yep.
of finding incredibly talented freshmen that you can probably get on the cheap, and then surrounding them with just absolute studs. And this is what really my question is, because this is also big, because let's say you're going to lose, no matter what, a ton next year. If you really think about it, both Tommy and Z are going to be gone. Andre probably is. Wait, no, this is his 4th year. So unless this, I don't know what's going on, but he'll probably be gone.
The 5-year rule. We'll see what that happens.
Yeah,
with that.
You're going to have a lot gone, and then all of a sudden you'll have these freshmen who have spent a year in the program around these guys who have created culture, who have a ton of fun with each other. How important is that now, even for next year, to have all these young guys around these older guys?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people would attribute to this Final Four run to just the culture in that locker room to begin with. You know, America kind of fell in love with this team watching them in March. And I think maybe having a year in that locker room, watching the other guys, they are all about business, but they are not shy about having fun with it in the process. And it's one of those where it makes Champaign a fun place to want to go to. And especially if you're able to sell that to potential recruits and potential transfers out there, why not? And again, to bring in, as you mentioned, bring in a couple of guys who were already there the year before, I think it can only be a positive thing.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. Sonny Verma from Locked On Illini joining us on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line. Sonny, you mentioned how these guys, these players, have made it appear as Champaign being a cool place to be. And the way they've done their announcements has been a lot of fun. It's really been the way that I think programs and pro teams, for that matter, should be handling a lot of their social media. And a lot of it is these guys and the marketing team with the university kind of working together. How impactful and eye-catching was it for you to see whether that was Merck's little troll job on Wednesday or what Andre did today? Give me your thoughts on that.
That's a great point. It's just forward thinking, I think, by not just the staff, but the program in general. Every other staff, for the most part, they do these professional, cookie cutter. Again, when you talk about pitches to future recruits or to transfer people, whether we like it or not, college basketball is a business, and a part of that business is building your personal brand. And in that way, David Merkovich is building his March Merkness, Merk Madness
Merk Madness,
brand.
Yes.
That's, it's all about building that personal brand, and what Illinois is showing you that, hey, you come here, not only are we going to succeed on the court, but we're going to give you the tools to go be yourself and show the world that, hey, you are a personality that people want to watch, who want to, maybe attract ad money, et cetera, for even life beyond Illinois. That you're not just a player in a jersey, but you're going to be a personality off the court as well.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll know this question. I'm going to ask it because we got it on our text line. Matt from Sydney texts in. Does anyone have any guess or any idea on what a freshman gets paid in the NIL era? Do you have any idea, Sonny? Have you heard any numbers floated? I know obviously it's drastically lower than what our European guys that we just brought back are getting. But have you heard anything?
No, and I always say any numbers you hear are just numbers that agents put out there for negotiation purposes. Yep. I mean, you have rumors that, AJ Devonta made like $7 million last year. Supposedly Yaxel made about $4 million and had a house and all that. It's kind of all hearsay, and you believe what you want to believe.
Yeah.
I need to get Yaxel's agent. I'm not doing so great with mine. ESPN Radio 93.5. It is the Drive. Yeah, Evan's my agent. That's why I gave him a dirty look when I said that.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he sucks. Sonny, you don't suck, and neither does the group of guys that are coming back. We're talking about this freshman class and some of the incoming talent. I haven't got a chance, or we haven't had a chance yet, to get your thoughts on Quentin Coleman and what he will bring to this Illini team next year as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Quentin.
That's the thing. Like, everyone is so excited about hashtag, the retention, and bringing all these guys back. And, of course, the John Blackwell news, or the will he or won't he, is also like a side story that we're all paying attention to. But I was telling my Talk Illini Discord just this morning that I don't think people realize how good these two freshmen coming in are. And, the fact that we're going to be able to have Quinton Coleman possibly come off the bench, if we don't find that lead point guard, or if we do find that point guard, and then Lucas Murillo, who I think was one of the most impressive players at that Nike Hoop Summit. Mm-hmm. Those are two guys who a decade ago would have been the best players on the basketball team. And now we're just at the point that we've raised the talent level so high that they're going to be they're still going to be contributors. I absolutely believe that. And Quinton's one of those guys where everyone mentally, Illini fans, there's no way we're not going to be able to think of Keaton Wagler now every time we have a hot shot freshman coming in. Quinton's definitely faster and more athletic, and I promise you he'll have more dunks than Keaton Wagler did this past season. Obviously, overall impact, he probably won't. But I just think if you can play him as maybe your sixth man, kind of like what Trey McKinney was for Michigan this past season, man, you really have a championship-level squad.
Evan?
Yeah.
He's soaking it in.
I was writing a note for something else. Well, listen.
You go.
Well, and I think what's so exciting about all of this is that it has taken away so much attention of some other exciting things that are happening that we don't even have time to talk about now. Like, I think Illinois football, like, its offense is going to be incredible this year.
Well, that's a great point. Think about how each day, literally since the end of the tournament, there's been some sort of new headline for Illini basketball one way or another.
Yes, and it's just a great time. We had Shauna Green on this week.
Yep.
And just talking about the Illini women's, like, they have a chance to legitimately host an NCAA tournament game this year with all of the pieces that they are bringing back and some of their transfers. And there's so much going on. So, Sonny, let me ask you this. As someone who's, trying to report on all these things, how do you kind of schedule your day? Like, what is your process?
That's a good question,
for wading through stories and, like, trying to make sure you're on top of everything that's happening in all these different programs?
I mean, it's not easy, obviously. Right now, even if both programs were at the same level, Illini fans, it's a basketball school. Whether, people want to admit that or not, and whether that should be the priority or not, that's up for debate. But when it comes to basketball, especially this Final Four run, that's going to get the first and foremost what I'm going to look to talk about on my show. But when it comes to football, we're there at the point where, if there is a recruit, it's tough now because it's kind of dead, right? You're talking about spring practices and who's looking good and who's not looking good. But even then, all we hear about is the offense right now. And it's the defense that I think piques most fans' curiosity just because we're kind of revamping the defensive side and what it looks like. But really, it's usually if Brett Bielema tweets something or opens his mouth, I know I can talk about it because that tends to interest some people. But, it's just one of those in season. Right now, you're still in the transfer portal season for another couple more days. And then in about a month, there's not going to be any basketball news. And we're going to, probably go through positional previews on the football side and try to get as many tidbits as I can.
The wheel keeps going, man. Where can folks find your work, Sonny?
Of course, you can find me daily at Locked On Illini, and that's even during the off season when there's nothing to talk about. I find 30 minutes worth of Illini content. So follow me at Locked On Illini, or you can find me on social media at TheSunnyV. Also, I work with On3. Find me at Talk Illini. So that's a lot of Illini coverage for you.
I love it, man. Great stuff, Sonny. Well, let's do this again very soon, all right?
Of course. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you. That's our guy, Sonny Verma, on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line. 217-359-2255 is your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Wade, already with a great marketing idea. They need to have a cowboy hat night for Merck next year. That's got to happen, right? Surely, like right away, early, they got to do something. Do you know? Do you already know, Mr. Inside Information? Do you already know?
No, I love those promotional nights, but they always make me nervous.
Like it's going to go bad?
Hence last year with Greg Gard wearing the Jake Davis wig. I'm like, oh, gosh.
All right. I complained about that after the game, that I thought it was just come on, man. Like, that's a college student. Like, you're putting, I get it. You won, you put the wig on, but something about that just felt a little yucky, as Underwood would say to me.
Maybe. You don't think Underwood would put a wig on, though, if they were somewhere else? Like, I think that's just where we're at.
Maybe you're right.
Can you imagine, like, if we went somewhere else and did that, how our guys would be wearing wigs in the locker? Like,
I mean,
they
that's
would
fair.
all.
No, I don't know. It's something if it was a player doing it, wouldn't care. But there was something about Guard doing it. I don't know.
Maybe it's because it's Greg Gard and he's never had fun a day in his life.
And then he's
and then all of a sudden in that moment, it's like, what?
How dare you pretend to be Jake Davis, sir?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Choose this moment for the first time you're ever going to make a joke.
You cretin. How dare you? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Cretin?
Yeah, you didn't expect to hear that word, did you?
I don't even know what that means.
My man.
That's a different word.
217-359-2255 for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. We have to get to our Friday toast a little bit later on in the hour. ESPN and WrestleMania teaming up for this weekend. WrestleMania 42 in Vegas. Tom Brady's going to be there. I already heard about that. Did you see that?
Really?
Oh, there's a reason that Tommy has been... I don't know if you've seen some of this.
Is he wrestling?
I don't think he's wrestling, but don't be surprised if Tom Brady punches Logan Paul or something like that at WrestleMania.
Well, I'm here for that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Both those guys have very punchable faces.
Brady has spent the last... I'd say month and change kind of trolling Logan Paul a little bit in pro wrestling.
Is Pat McAfee still with them all?
Oh, he's a part of the whole main event.
Is he?
One of the main. This is a whole thing that you're going to get quizzed on when
Wow.
you take the WrestleMania challenge, sir.
Quizzed?
Uh-huh. You didn't know that was going to happen. Matt, we'll get to your text. Everybody, there's a couple of different texts from different Matts we'll get to in just a moment on the text line. We'll do that next on The Drive.
Why use Land's Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry.
Hi, it's Wes from Land's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our mission at Land's is to provide top-tier service, prioritize our customers with upfront pricing, and maintain exceptional communication. We assure you at Land's we will only recommend what you truly need, from regular maintenance on your home's mechanical systems with the Land's Comfort family to replacement of existing equipment. Now would be a great time to consider updating your HVAC system. Visit us at landsinc.com.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Reefstack. I'm the co-owner of Shimmer and Chic Boutique.
We can help you get dressed for Mother's Day, graduations, and so much more. I'm Taylor Reefstack, and I am the co-owner of Shimmer and Chic Boutique. We are a women's clothing boutique located at 101 North Main Street in Tuscola. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook under Shimmer and Chic Boutique. You can also join our Facebook group called Shimmer and Chic VIP to find all the latest deals and new items.
Body and Soul Sports, simply the best. Open weekdays 9 to 6, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sundays noon to 5. Making your running event easier with logoed apparel, accessories for your fundraiser, with screen printing, decals, and more. Find them at the Health and Wellness Expo with the Illinois Race Weekend coming up April 23rd through the 25th. Stop by and get the proper shoes for any event this spring. 1317 Dunlap at Route 45 and Curtis Road in Savoy, or visit bodyandsoulsports.com.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Former Illini Terrence Shannon Jr. of the Minnesota Timberwolves about Ben Quattrone from Sarah Champagne.
What kind of friend has he been?
Unbelievable. Ever since I came to this dealership, me and Ben had interactions. He's been a great person this whole time. It still is. I always would recommend him to anybody about a car or anything. He's always going to be there for you no matter what. He always be behind you. He's just a great person.
Visit sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Champaign-Urbana Ballet makes a big splash with The Little Mermaid on May 1st and 2nd at the Virginia Theater. Glamorous and amusing, this magical adventure is one for the whole family. Sponsored by Area Wide Technologies, Bill Bass Foundation, Champaign Ballet Academy, Stone Ridge Dairy, and 2 Men and a Truck. Tickets at Virginia Theater box office or visit thevirginia.org. Join CU Ballet Under the Sea with The Little Mermaid.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back into The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Friday is Dre Day. Andre Stojakovic back with the Illini, and that has been the big story, the big headline of the day, so we've been talking a lot about that. Big shout-out to Brad Sturdy from Illini Guys for hopping on with us. Also, just a moment ago, Sonny Verma from Locked On Illini. And Matt on the text line, don't forget that Underwood was seen after a game signing his autograph on a Fran McCaffrey poster. That in regards to...
the FranCon meter, isn't it?
Well, guard, right? Wasn't it guard that had the wig? I already forgot. I just want to say Cretin.
Cretin.
I just like that.
What is that? Where does that come from? Cretin.
Cretin.
Crustacean.
Cretin, like just a
little
monster, little, yeah. You know, one of those.
Yeah,
one of those. Also, I got one of these for you, sir. Let's see if I got this queued up right. Oh, there it is.
Yeah!
There we go. Time for Evan Stone Cold. We've been waiting for this one, sir. You got a couple of Evan Weisers.
I had this album.
What? You had the Stone Cold album?
I had the WWF album. And I would listen to, it was all their intro music.
Yeah.
Going down to Grandma's house in Arthur.
I bet you.
You just listen to them over and
Is there one that you liked more than others?
I mean, this is
Stone Cold was
pretty good.
Was tops.
You know what is underrated? What? Now I can't remember what they're called. The Brood.
The Brood, yeah. Oh,
Gabriel and
the Vampires, yeah, those guys.
Yeah, they had a song that
a banger, dude.
was pretty good.
Yeah, that thing it got played in clubs in the late '90s for a minute there. Yeah,
it did all right.
Well, I've got a challenge for you. You had a challenge for me, so now I got a challenge. You challenged me kind of with the Masters.
Oh yeah.
So now Evan Stone Cold, WrestleMania weekend. ESPN and WWE teaming up for it this weekend.
I'm excited.
The first hour of Saturday night's broadcast is on ESPN2. The first hour of Sunday night's broadcast is on ESPN. First time
they
that's
2 nights?
Yeah, 2 nights now. It's a 2-night event out in Vegas at is it Allegiant Stadium, right? Isn't that Vegas' new stadium where the Raiders play, right?
I think so.
I get them all mixed up. But, that's where it is. Well, anyways, you have admitted that while you were a fan back in the day, you know very, very little. Unless you're trying to use some chicanery on me. You know
I don't.
very, very little about...
I might recognize some of the names.
Well, I got this sound effect just for the occasion. All right.
Ding, ding, ding.
So, because it's 2 nights, that means there's like 14 total matches.
Oh, okay.
So you are going to predict the outcome, sir, of these matches.
Let's do it.
And we'll go from there, all right?
Okay,
and
I'm
then
down.
this will be like our etched in stone, and then we'll check your record on Monday, brother. All right, here we go. Okay. Evan Stone Cold. The first match for Saturday night is The Vision. That's Logan Paul's tag team with Austin Theory and YouTuber IShowSpeed. They're going to wrestle the Usos and LA Knight. Who's going to win that match?
Give me the Usos.
You going with the Usos in LA?
Don't they have a thing where it's like Uso?
Yeah, that's
Is
it.
that them?
That's them. Yeah. All right, pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. And the next match, it's in a no holds barred match, an unsanctioned match.
Whoa.
The Usos' cousin Jacob Fatu is going to fight Drew McIntyre from Scotland.
McIntyre is a country singer, right?
He's from Scotland.
Oh.
But he might be a country
singer. Can I
singer.
ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Does who's the Uso? We don't have time for this.
Jacob Fatu is the.
Does Fatu wear pants?
Yeah. And
does Drew McIntyre wear undies?
He does wear undies. Yes.
Yeah, I'm out on him. Give me Fatu.
Going with Fatu. Okay, here we go. A match for the Women's World Championship.
Yeah.
Stephanie Vaquer. I'm going with Stephanie Vaquer. It sounds better.
Okay.
She's the champion taking on Liv Morgan. Now, I'll also give you this. You can ask me who's the baby face and the heel, and I'll help you with that too.
Okay.
Right.
Liv Morgan is she an actress?
She's a part-time actress, and she's the bad girl. She also won the Women's Royal Rumble to get here, it says on the notes.
Oh. Mm-hmm. It says on the notes. Give me Liv Morgan.
All right, new champion. Okay.
New champ.
Now, in the next match, you might know these two. We'll see. It's the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. It's a grudge match between champion AJ Lee and challenger Becky Lynch.
Oh, I'm a big Becky Lynch. Let's go.
You're going with Becky Lynch, all right?
Yeah, the man, right?
She's the man. Okay.
I'm the man.
Yeah, the man.
That was not.
No,
Irish
that was
at all.
no. That was very. That was very Arnold, I think.
Absolutely nobody.
Here we go. We'll get some McGregor in there. That'll help you out. Okay. The next one, it's a 4 tag team match between. These are all women. Yeah. It's a fatal 4-way tag team match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. I think everyone has a title now.
I don't really know what any.
All right, stick with me. The Irresistible Forces. That's Nia Jax and Lash Legend against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
Ooh.
And
I know that name.
And the Bella Twins. Do you remember the Bella Twins? They had a TV show on something or other.
No, but I like the Valkyrie girl.
You're going with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
That's the one.
Going with the name. Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
No, I know her. She's in the documentary that I watched.
Yeah. Oh, she did cry a little bit on the documentary. Yes, I remember her now. Okay. Next match. Seth Rollins against Gunther. You can guess which one's the bad guy.
Gunther?
Gunther is the bad guy. He's a mean German.
Surely they're going to have Seth Rollins win that one.
You tell me. You're making the predictions here, sir.
Yeah, he's still popular. Is he a guy?
He's still a popular guy. Yeah, he's in the co-main event of night 1. There you go.
Is that the main event that we just did?
It's not the main event. Nope.
Oh.
There's one more to get to for night 1.
He's wrestling twice?
Oh, for God's sake. No, he's wrestling once. It's
okay,
a co-main
Seth
event.
Rollins. Let's go.
Right, for God's sake. And finally, you brought up Pat McAfee, ESPN's very own earlier. He will be in the corner of the challenger Randy Orton against the champion Cody Rhodes in the main event of night 1.
Oh.
And McAfee's a bad guy in this. So is Orton. They're the bad guys.
Are they the bad guys?
They're the bad guys in this
But
one.
now I did see something on the side. This was part of the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Jelly Roll a part of this too?
Oh, God. Yeah, Jelly Roll's a part of it too.
Yeah.
Which means at some point Jelly Roll gets involved, you know.
Logan put Jelly Roll through a table.
He did. Jelly went right through the table.
That was part of the documentary.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. Give me.
Randy or Cody. Randy's got McAfee.
They're gonna let Cody win that one.
Okay.
They can't let the heels win all these battles.
I mean, that's a lot of heels. Yeah. Okay. So you say Cody Rhodes wins. Right. That's night 1. Do you need to take a deep breath?
No, keep rolling.
All right, here we go. We're going into night 2. This match is going to kick things off on ESPN Sunday night. Obafemi is the new guy taking on Brock Lesnar.
Michael Obafemi was a soccer player for Swansea.
So you got to go with Obafemi then.
Brock Lesnar. He's doing openers now. Boy,
here's what
tides have fallen.
I don't think. Here's what I think. I think ESPN's probably paying Brock a lot of money to be in the first match.
No, there's zero chance Brock is losing to a guy named Obafemi.
Okay, you're going with Brock. All right. Next one, a bunch of guys in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. The champion is a guy named Penta against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and the legend Rey Mysterio.
Wait, isn't Penta the Ced Almeida?
Yeah, you know him from the show as well.
He's on the documentary.
Uh-huh.
Give me Penta. My man. I would love for it to be Ray, but I don't know if he can climb a ladder still.
Well, he's a short guy. He can get up there, I'm sure.
I don't know. He seems old.
All right, you're doing well, sir. I mean, as far as I know.
Ced Almeida. Mieda. Ced Mieda.
I don't think that's Spanish at all. You're almost
Cierro
Miedo, right? Isn't that it? Zero fear? Isn't that what he's trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you keep doing your thing. All right, next one, women's championship match. The champion Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Come on, you know both of them from the TV show.
I can't remember Cargill, but Rhea Ripley, I like her because she's completely different behind the scenes than she is. Like, she's like Psycho, right?
She's covered in tattoos
like the
and the black hair.
Person ever off the, give me old Rip.
Going with the Riptide.
Rip pants.
We're going with Rhea Ripley to win that title. Okay, next one. We got 3 more to go. And then we'll see how etched in stone you are, Evan Stone Cold, with your picks.
Yeah, we still haven't. My favorite female wrestler has still not come over.
Well, I don't know if you're going to hear that. That was it for the women right there. Nothing but dudes the rest of the way. Sorry. The United States champion, Sami Zayn, takes on Trick Williams with rapper Lil Yachty in his corner.
Give me Lil Yachty,
Going
baby.
Lil Yachty, baby.
Yeah.
Trick Williams is going to win the belt because Lil Yachty's in his corner. Okay. The next one is another grudge match. It's The Demon, Finn Balor.
Absolutely not.
Against Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio for sure.
You're going with Dirty Dom?
I'm never going to...
You won't root for the good guy demon? You're going to root for the bad guy?
I would never pick a demon.
Never?
Never.
Not once?
Not a single time.
What if a burger was called the Demon Burger and it just had it was like really good? It was just had a nice kick to it.
I would say, can I get the Sanctified Burger, please?
And finally, in the main event of all main events, the end of Sunday night, the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk takes on Roman Reigns.
Are they both still wrestling? My God.
They're the two top guys, man. Come on.
I don't know.
Have you been watching ESPN at all this week? They've literally been on, those two I think have been on every show.
Good grief. Get some new talent.
What a hater.
Roman Reigns wears pants, so I'm going to go with him.
Roman Reigns does usually wear although, does he still wear pants?
I mean, what's he wearing? He's not wearing tights.
All right, he's wearing pants. It's fine. All right, so you're picking. You got Roman winning the title.
That's only 6 for night 2.
Oh, you're right. It was. So I guess there's only 13 matches. It'll be some sort of surprise, like John Cena's a part of it, so he'll beat up somebody too. All right, there you go. 217-359-2255. Evan Stone Cold with his WrestleMania picks.
Yeah, I like my favorite female wrestler is the girl who's the high flyer.
That didn't help at all.
She's like she's Asian. She does this thing a lot.
Io Sky.
Yeah, Io Sky.
Yeah, she's on there.
She's not wrestling?
No, she's they'll no, she's not. Never mind. I thought maybe there'll be some sort of like a special thing where she might show up,
Well, then I'm out. I'm not going to watch it.
You're not going to watch any of it
I'm
now.
not going to watch any of it.
All right. Those are Evan's picks. Evan Stone Cold. Somehow I think you're going to go undefeated in this, man. I think you're going to get them all.
I think I had too many titles changing hands. I should have asked better questions about who was the champ.
No, you know what you should have done? You should have checked the Vegas odds since they are in Las Vegas.
Not done any of this is what I should have done.
Why not? This was fun.
Yeah. Okay, if you're listening, babe, we're going to spend money to buy this pay-per-view.
You don't have to. Nope, you already get it because you've got the whole Disney package. Yeah, you didn't even know it.
Babe, we're watching WrestleMania this week.
Boom!
And I promise you, we will smash.
All right, we'll go around the bases, talk some baseball, and a little more Illini next on The Drive.
I'm very honored to have Brittany Algie in my studio. She's advanced practice registered nurse specializing in behavioral health at OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart in Urbana. Now has several options for inpatient, outpatient behavioral health, offering medication management and therapy to treat depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, PTSD, and more. Isn't it? You have to kind of agree you kind of need to talk to somebody.
Absolutely.
How do you get to that?
Being honest and doing a self-check-in about how you feel. Checking in with your emotions, seeing like, am I okay? Because a lot of times we're highly functioning, feeling depressed, we're feeling overwhelmed, and we don't take a minute to just pause and actually see how we're feeling.
But so stigma, Brittany, and you don't want to talk to somebody because then they'll think you're crazy.
Well, there's no such thing as crazy. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help because life is always going to be challenging. There's always going to be stressors that come along.
So we commend you and
Thank you.
Somebody who loves what they do. So I'm going to give out your number.
Behavioral health professionals, OSF Healthcare, Sacred Heart, Urbana, 217-337-4310.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
There's a new way to stay connected with the Urbana Park District. Just send a text. Got a question or a comment? Text us and we'll reply within 1 business day. And now you can follow your interest. Sign up for text alerts about programs, events, and weather updates. Choose as many interests as you'd like. It's quick and easy. Just visit urbanaparks.org and tap Text Us or follow your interest. Urbana Park District. You belong here.
You ever notice how 1 yard on the block just looks better? Since 1977, Spring Green has been the locally owned neighborhood lawn care, pest control, and tree care expert right here in central Illinois. Not cookie-cutter treatments, real tailored care from professionals who live and work where you do. So your lawn, greener, your trees, healthier, your backyard, ready for everything spring throws at it? Visit spring-green.com and see what your yard's been missing. Spring Green, local, trusted, growing strong since 1977.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
What you gonna do, brother? Welcome back into The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone Cold.
What? And that's the bottom line.
Does Evan Stone Cold handle baseball as well?
Yeah. We got some fun things happening in the baseball world this week. So we did Around the Bases last week.
It was cool. Yeah.
Right?
Brand new segment here on The Drive. Yep.
Things have changed
dramatically.
In 1 week.
You were a little down on the Chicago Cubs, but the Cardinals continuing to play well. Everybody in the Central's playing well.
Well, and so here's what we're going to do, because the teams that we were high on last week that were doing really well, man, some things have flipped over the past week. So, Are you ready to go around the bases?
Am I ready to go around the base? Let me tell you something, Evan Stone Cold. Not only am I ready to go around the bases, but in just one moment here, I'm going to be ready to go around the...
On Fridays, we go around the bases.
Here we go. We go around the bases.
There's no crying in baseball. The great Bambino.
Eye on the ball. Now bring it to me.
Get in front of the damn ball.
Just a bit outside. Let the big doggy.
That's called a winning streak.
A winning streak.
Who's winning, baby?
Well, here's what's happening. Last week we were all over the Yankees because the Yankees had great defense. They were doing really well. Well, the Yankees this past week have really soiled the sheets in their bed. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They're 10-9 overall now. They've now relinquished first place in the American League East to the Tampa Bay Rays, who are 8-2 in their last 10 ball games. So they're 11-7 now.
Wow.
There are 3 teams in the majors right now that are 8-2 in their last 10. So these are your 3 hottest teams in baseball. Once again, one of them is, without any sort of surprise, the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, shouldn't surprise a soul.
8-2 in their last 10. They're 14-4 overall. They're already pretty much running away with the National League West. 9-3 at home, 5-1 on the road. They have a plus 46 run differential. I mean, what are we doing here? This is just dumb. Anyways,
it's not fair.
It's just dumb. The other team, along with the Tampa Bay Rays that are 8-2 in their last 10, the Minnesota Twins have hit a hot streak.
Who?
The Minnesota Twins. They made a movie about them.
They did. Little Big League.
Little Big League.
That's
that was
right.
it.
Night Nurses from Jersey got that kid. I remember that movie.
Great movie. Great movie. But they are now in first place in the American League Central. They've got a half-game lead over the Cleveland Guardians. Now we go to the other side of the coin. The Yankees, they're 3-7 in their last 10, but that's not even the coldest team of the last week. Boy, the Chicago White Sox are really holding down the fort on just not caring or being good at baseball. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 3 games in a row. They have a negative 40 run differential. They've allowed 100 runs, and they've scored 60. That math is easy. They're 3-7 on the road. They're not any better at home. They're 3-6 at home. They're 5 games back already, and I think they've already left for Cancun. Houston also The Astros 2-8 in their last 10. They are falling apart. We talked about them. Man, they scored a bunch of runs. They have now given up a bunch of runs in the last week or so. They've allowed 117 runs.
What's happened to their pitching, man?
Whew. And they've only scored 107. So they got my gosh. They have one of the best offenses in baseball, but they can't keep people from scoring to save their life.
They can't stop. Well, never mind. I don't have a good analogy I can say on the air.
Here's the thing with Houston right now in the West. They're 7-3 at home. They're 1-9 on the road. So if you catch Houston at your place, you're doing pretty good. But you don't want to go to Houston right now. The NL Central, as we just brought up, every single team in the NL Central as of this moment at time of recording are all above 500.
And of course, we are live on the radio as well. But yes, on the podcast.
On the podcast.
Yes.
They're the only division in baseball that every single team is above 500. Pittsburgh is in first place. They're 11-8 overall.
Won't last.
Cincinnati 11-8. St. Louis 10-8. Milwaukee 10-8. Both of them play this evening, I believe.
Yep.
Not each other, but they're both playing this evening. And Chicago bringing up the rear at 10-9. But Chicago has the best run differential in the NL Central. They're plus 27. They're 6-4 in their last 10. The Cardinals are also 6-4 in their last 10. So those two clubs are the hottest of the NL Central teams. However, as I said, the Cubs have a plus 27 run differential. The Cardinals, minus 17.
And the Redbirds back in action tonight on ESPN 93.5. First pitch scheduled for 7:10. Weekend series at Houston, taking on the Astros tonight at 7:10. Tomorrow, first pitch is at 6:10. And then a Sunday afternoon game to wrap up the weekend series at 1:10. Pregame is always about an hour before. So once we're done here on the drive this evening, then we'll go right over to Cardinals baseball on the road at Houston. And the Cubs, like you mentioned, Evan, wrapped up their game earlier on our sister station with a W on US 105.9.
And they scored 12 runs again. So the Cubs really in the last couple of games have turned on the offense a little bit. They have scored 106 runs so far this year, which is, I believe, the fourth most in the majors. So they're turning it on a little bit. As we said, the Dodgers are leading the league in run differential at plus 46. The team right behind them is the Atlanta Braves, who are in first place of the National League East. They're the only team in the East above 500.
Yeah.
So that's kind of wild.
Braves sitting at 12-7, and then Marlins and Nats at 9-10. Phillies 8-10. Shout out to Big Def. The Mets sitting at the bottom. A lot of money sitting at the bottom of the NL East with the Mets at 7-13. Padres nipping at the Dodgers' heels at 13-6 early in the year. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just going to say the Mets have lost now after losing to the Cubs this afternoon. They have lost 9 games in a row. That's a lot of money to go on a 9, potentially 10-game losing streak.
You talk about some of our fandom trauma. I'm glad that I'm not a Mets-Knicks guy. Like, there's a lot of just sad for that. Orange and blue over there.
Dude.
Yeah, that's a lot of money that's not doing a whole lot early on. And again, very early in the year. It's 20 games in, but come on now.
Yeah. But you really do. You want to set the stage. It's one of those wonderful things where it's like, okay, yeah, 160, whatever. How many games are there? 162?
162, sir.
162 ball games. So, like, how much does this one game really matter? But then you get to October, you get to the end of September, and it's like, man, we're a game out of first.
Yeah.
We're a game out of hosting a series. So you want to stockpile as many games, as many wins as you can early on, which is why the beginning of that Cubs season was so frustrating. But it's also why the Cardinals, I think there's a lot of optimism. They're 7-5 at home right now. They have a above 500 record at home at Busch Stadium. And so if you've been going out to Cardinals games at Busch Stadium, more than likely you're seeing some good baseball.
Derek in Tolono sums it up. As a Mets fan, it sucks right now. I don't have it queued up. I think it was the Jets kid. Remember him from the I hate this team.
I was just thinking about that.
I hate this team.
I was born into this.
I hate this team.
I hate this team.
I'll get that back in the hotkeys soon.
Oh, my gosh. Heath brings up the Cardinals play at
Houston
tonight, the place you don't want to go. So we'll see if the Cardinals can keep good vibes going at the I don't know what they call their stadium. What does Houston call their ball field?
The Hoosier Dome, I believe, is what it's called now. I don't know. It's
what?
A million sponsors that I don't know. I think it's something with the Balkans.
Okay.
Everything goes back.
Take me to the Balkans, please.
Everything goes back to the Balkans.
Yeah. I do find it interesting every year. It really does feel like the NL Central each year is just so compressed.
Yeah.
And each year this happens where the NL Central is really tight, top to bottom. But then you look at run differential, which I know is not the most important thing. But the Cubs almost always have the best run differential in baseball. But it's like when they win big. But when they lose, they lose tight.
And
they lose a
spectacle.
Tight.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
You're right. You are right. 217-359-2255 for the Max Twin City Recycling text line with your baseball thoughts, or maybe you want to keep chiming in about the Illini. Of course, the big story of the day, Andrei Stojakovic is back. So Brad Underwood has reloaded with the hashtag the retention. We'll talk with Brad Sturdy from Illini Guys coming up in about 25 minutes or so about that. And also, it's Friday. We're going to do our toast. You ready to crack a cold one, Evan Stone Cold?
Got a nice little Dr. Pepper.
Uh-huh. We'll toast with that Dr. Pepper, buddy.
Let us crack.
We'll do that next on The Drive.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $150 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Rescue workers face death every day, and far too often their families lose them while they're helping you on the road. When you see emergency lights flashing, you must slow down and move over to the far lane. That includes red, blue, and orange lights. If you hit someone on the road, you'll be charged with a felony. That means jail time. Help us keep our families safe when we're out helping yours. When the lights are flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
Brought to you by Tapman's Towing.
You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available, and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Pia Sports Bar and Grill is your place to watch Major League Baseball games and enjoy pitchers of your favorite beer, including Coors Light, Yingling Lager, Yingling Flight, and Miller Lite, home of the Slugger Burger. Meet friends on the patio and watch your favorite sports on multiple flat-screen TVs. If your team is looking to gather after the game, that's been a Pia's tradition since 1975. Pia's, open early with Big Tito's Bloody Marys. Pia's Sports Bar and Grill, 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Flooring Surfaces is ready for your next renovation. We stock football fields for the flooring in our Champaign warehouse. Porcelain tile with large formats, dozens of options, all in stock, along with Cushion Tech waterproof vinyl, and deals on closeout backsplash tile. And don't forget about premium thin sets, performance grouts, tools, trowels, and adhesives. Flooring Surfaces is your local supplier for all kinds of in-stock flooring. See us today at 401 Mercury Drive in Champaign.
Flooring Surfaces, your first stop.
Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
ESPN Radio 93.5. It is The Drive. I'm Curtis. That's Evan. It's Friday. It's been a good week if you're an Illini fan. And, Merck's back. The twins are back. Jake's back. Andre's back. And then Evan's back.
I'm about to leave, though.
Yeah, me too. Wait, what? Where are you going?
My toast.
Oh,
are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Because it's about that time of the day to do the toast.
I am, if you believe it or not, I'm officiating a wedding this weekend.
I met a gentleman the other day that would have a very hard time believing that you would be officiating a wedding.
Was it John?
It was not. It was
jerk John.
It was not John in Camargo. No, it wasn't. But somebody did come up to me and say, "Do you and Evan really get on each other's nerves?" And I said, "Yeah, we do.
We hate each other."
I said, "We sure do."
Every day I walk in and Curtis is in studio. I'm like, "Frick!"
And he was like, "Well, what does he do?" And I said, "Well, you won't believe this, but."
That's an awful way. Man, if it's that surprising.
And they were like,
wrong.
"You got to be kidding me. He works at a church." And I was like, "Yeah, he sure does." And he thinks Tom Izzo sucks.
I know. I should never have said that. Full disclosure, when I said that, I got a little ahead of myself, and I told Curtis, I said, "Hey, can we not have that? I should never talk about a person like that. I shouldn't have said it. I was angry." And yeah, so I'm officiating a wedding. So I'm gonna toast to Luke and Carly.